What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Sick Teaches Trials Map breakdown videos. This week we have Widow's Court. I'm very excited to play Widow's Court this week. A lot more mid-range, a lot more primary fights, a lot of snipers. So it's going to be an interesting week. I will actually be running my Blind Perdition Adept and a shotgun still in my Matador. Just something I'm comfortable with, and I feel like where snipers are at in this game, I don't think I'll be sniping too much this week, and I probably will dabble in it just a little bit later on. But I will be starting off my Blind Perdition. Again, for the reason of this video, I'm going to have on my Uni Sniper just to be able to show you guys some shotgun and some sniper stuff all at the same time. As we load in, Widow's Court is a great map, guys, but it's a map that you can really put your team in a really big deficit easily by just challenging these traditional sniper lanes. So it's a reason that I continue to shotgun this map. I feel the movement is a little better. A lot of times you're going to run into people that are running Scout Rifle Sniper. It's a little bit easier to close the gap on people like that don't have a short range game. So we're going to run around the map, we're going to do our basic call-outs, and then we'll start getting more into these sniper lanes that we've been talking about. So coming out of spawn right here, and you have your Bravo spawn, you have this truck. We just call this old heavy truck, Bravo truck. There's a lot of different call-outs, guys. This map is huge with a lot of stuff, so communication is more important this week than pretty much any week we've played so far. So coming down here, right, you have your street. I will call this top street, obviously, with the way street slopes down a little bit. We always call this top of the street. We have box truck right here. We have this rubble. Right here we have garage, just to the right off the street. We've always called this garage. I really don't know why, actually. But this is garage. We move down the street. Right, we have bottom of Widow's Peak. Now, I use this right here, this top broken. Some people call this castle. Some people call it top broken. I've actually used top broken a few times. I'm trying to stray away from that, and I'll show you why as we rotate around the map. But I do use this as Widow's Peak. Coming down in here, you have inside Widow's Peak. Out the left, we have the church. As you move through the church, this is interesting. You have two doors in the back of this church, and if you realize that this one is just actually a broken piece of the wall. So again, call-outs that you guys need to be making with your team, deciding on what you want to use. Communication is very important with this map this week. So as we move around, we have the courtyard, right? You can call this courtyard flower bed, you can call it center courtyard, whatever you really want to call this. It's where the old heavy used to spawn out. As we rotate around, and this is why I don't use top broken for the Widow's Peak call-out that I'm using, because we always call this apartments, but people really started straying off and calling this broken wall, broken building, a lot of different things with broken because of the way it looks. So I stopped using top broken for the middle. We use Widow's Peak for that now, and then broken apartments, broken wall for this. As you move back, you have your A flag, you have your top courtyard. These top courtyard stairs, guys, a lot of times you say top courtyard. Anytime someone says top courtyard, this is the instant first place I look to. It's the most challenged spot in this map. As we rotate back around that, we have concession stand. Concession stand is going to be an important call out. A lot of people are going to play right here, and you need to realize the angles, right? I have an angle on garage. I have an angle by the old heavy. I have an angle all the way from the top of this down into the church. If someone is there, I can hit them from here. I also have an angle on the broken apartments. Then you have bottom of the concession. So be really clear in your callouts, guys. Top concession, bottom concession, and try to direct your team to what angle or what side they're on. It can be the difference between getting your teammates sniped in the face. As you move around, guys, you have B flag, which is pretty much where we're going to round this out at. We have B flag special. Garage is on the left. Then you have these stairs right here that lead up into Widow's Peak. So your stairs coming around the back. It's just a really big open field. You can pretty much call this whatever you want. Have some fun with it. I think this weekend we're going to call it Prairie. I don't know. We'll have some fun with it. So the cap point, guys, as we rotate around the map, is actually in the bottom of the courtyard. It's going to be all the way over here. So this is where I like to try to control the fight the most. And again, every time we play, guys, we always talk about controlling the fight, This week, a lot of our controlling of the fight is going to be done from the very top of this courtyard. I think it's the most beneficial. It gives you height advantage. It gives you a lot of really, really good stuff that you can use to your advantage as far as cover and everything else. So starting off here, let's get into some of those sniper lanes we've been talking about. Again, these are things that are going to put your team in a horrible spot right off the start. Jumping up on this truck because I want to snipe across the map, right? Boom, they're already here. What is this? Maybe a trade at best? Trade at maybe I die at worst. I mean, this is just bad play right here. Challenging this lane. Because they can, guess what? They can also be down there. They can be over here around the corner. You never know what you're getting into when you jump up on these trucks and try to get this angle. You never know what you're getting into when you challenge it from bottom street. A lot of different angles to get shot from. It's very, very difficult to res a teammate that is being scoped in by one person and his two teammates are getting pushed out by the other people. So, number 2 mistake I see on this map every time we play it, and this is probably the reason I'll go to sniping this week. People will come around this corner right here. And then they're going to slow strafe, right? Slow strafe, slow strafe, slow strafe, slow strafe. We're going to slow strafe around. Now stop. If you guys didn't already see it, Rect is all the way back here on this wall. Rect is glitches, by the way. Rect is all the way back here on this wall. Now, when you're coming around here, most of you probably don't even know that that wall is there. And if you do know it's there, I doubt you knew there was an angle that could hit it right here. Because when you come around on your sweep, you're looking here, you're checking this gap right here, and then you're looking here. Now, by the time that you realize that, oh, there's a red glint, and you take this time to drag scope over, the angle he has to shoot me is literally through this gap. He has a very small space to look at, and it's going to get me domed. So that's a really, another angle, just really going to put your team in a bad spot. Again, if you die up here, guess what the first thing I'm doing is? If I get you sniped right here, the first thing I'm doing. Now your team can't rush you. Or, what that looks like on the reverse side, is I might even throw him here and force you to the res, right? So, very, very bad spot to challenge from, guys. It's never encouraged on my standpoint to do that. There are some other angles up here you can use. Down into the church. This one is also very well known, very well contested. And then, of course, rotating over to your broken apartments, more angles. You have to watch out for this one. Left side of church, that little outlet. You have inside the church, obviously. You can see down through here, up here. This is actually one of my favorite angles, though. If you have people that are playing on the top of the Widow's Peak, being able to look across. A lot of people don't realize that you can hit this snipe. A lot of people, I just don't know if they've never tried it or they've never seen it. But you can hit this snipe all the way across to the top of the Widow's Peak here when a lot of people are going to be looking down. Again, not something that I encourage. Contesting snipers on this map are very difficult. You're going to run into players that have better shots and better snipers. So it's not something that I'm going to recommend to you on the regular. Now, moving over, we'll try the right side of the map. We'll show you how to contest, how to look at things over there. This is the side that I'm playing a little bit more when I'm not trying to lock down the top. From the top, guys, again, you have your cap point control at the bottom of the courtyard. As long as you don't peek those sniper lanes, they eventually have to rotate or push to you, and you do have the height advantage. When we move over here to the right, this is another one I see challenged a lot. You're going to look straight down with this old heavy used to be, and boom. Rek's already here. Rek's looking right down at me, right? So this is one of those things, guys, where, again, if you feel the dire need to challenge your enemy sniper and put your team in that spot, that position, this is where Trials cards are win and lost, is how many times I'm going to let myself get picked first and or trade and not be able to get res because I'm standing dead in the sniper lane. Now, when I do play this way with myself, I will come around this corner as quickly as I can. Now, when you come around here, you're actually going to beat them to this move right here before they can get there out of spawn. Not always. Again, remember, we have Titans with Dune Marchers. We have faster classes. But a lot of these times, if you get around this corner from our spawn, which is right back there, we can actually get around this corner and get down this wall before they come here, right? So from here, we have a variety of options. We can now use this wall for cover. We can get around, and now we're going to turn whatever this fight is, primary fights, right? We have our pulse rifles, which I'm going to be using. Hand cannons are good at this range. We're closing the gap and making it a fight that's better in range. So, as we come around, this is, again, where I like to do a lot of my fighting. When I'm running a sniper, I don't like to challenge the traditional angles, right? So when I'm running a sniper, I like to get up here, right? I like to challenge these different awkward angles that people aren't normally looking for, looking through these little bushes to the back of the church. Again, try not to be traditional in your challenges, guys. If you are going to be on the side of the map and you are going to be sniping, again, tons of awkward angles, tons of things to jump on where you can snipe all the way across the map, right? You have this stuff here. You have all these walls here. I mean, literally anything over here, guys, you can stand on. You can snipe from. Try not to be traditional, right? Everyone knows where B flag is. Everyone knows there's a break in B flag wall that you can look down here. So maybe try to do something a little different. Try to stand on a wall you haven't stood on before. Maybe stand on top of the garage. Use different things, guys. Do not be predictable. Predictability on this map will destroy your team and destroy your lighthouse dreams every time. Because trust me, there's players out there like myself, like NDS Talent, like Real Crafty, players that have used snipers since day one of this game, that pride themselves on their sniping abilities and have seen every potential angle you can think of in this game. These are the players you're going to be sniping against. These are the players that are going to find these spots. And these are the players that are going to rip your team up if you're challenging in all of these traditional lanes. So just keep that in the back of your mind, guys. As we move forward into this next round, I'm going to flip spawns real quick after we get through here. I'm just going to run to the other side. Actually, I'm sorry, it's heavy round. We're going to play heavy round out. Heavy is on the street here, correct? So as we move down, again, horrible, horrible, horrible place. What does this come down to? Sniper battle, sniper battle, sniper battle. This is one of those things where with snipers in the position they're at, not a big fan of this. So what I will do in my traditional approach to this, a lot of times when I approach this while I'm sniping as well, is I actually like to really hug this wall, right? Hug this wall, hug this wall, hug this wall, and actually just get straight up here. A lot of the times they're going to be over in this area, but they're going to be looking toward the courtyard. Now after you do this once or twice, it's going to not work as well, on top of the fact that this is heavy round. So in a heavy round, obviously, we're going to be contested instantly. But I do like the play of hugging this wall and getting up top, trying to get that advantage for your team. Throwing your grenade possibly behind you, blocking off this door, throwing your grenade right here on the wall, blocking them off in heavy. And now my team has some play and some wiggle room while I'm trying to contest for them. Again, one of those heavy rounds, baiting the heavy rather than being too worried about grabbing the heavy. A lot of teams you see that lose on heavy round are losing because they're letting themselves get baited. Now, they have a more direct angle from the bottom of the street than we do from here, right? Because they could be on the left side of that wall, and they could see the heavy from the bottom. We actually have to approach the street to see heavy. Again, this is probably going to be one of the most used spots you're going to see this week for heavy, because you have to be right here to pull the box. Easy headshot, easy headshot. So, be a little careful on heavy round, guys. Again, if you're going to contest it, make sure you're doing stuff to secure your team, right? Get a grenade, a lightning nade, a spike nade, anything right there, right? If you use solar nades as a warlock, try to get them in this area, somewhere to cut this box off so you don't feel obligated to push heavy and pick it up before they do, but you're securing enough distance where you can use your primaries and or your snipers, your shotguns, whatever you're using, to really shut this round down before it gets a little too crazy. As we move back though, guys, into the spawn, again, heavy round from the opposite angle. You guys can kind of see more what I'm talking about here. We have an angle on the box, right? They can't see this from their spawn. They can see this from their spawn. They can't see this from their spawn. But again, try not to be traditional, right? Try to hug this wall a little bit. Maybe you'll catch somebody coming down this wall lane right here. You see what I'm saying? Use untraditional angles on this map, guys, and you'll be just okay. Alright guys, as we move into the next round, I'm going to show you guys just some angles, some different things on this map, as we've been talking about, awkward angles, cool things on this map, weird things on this map, places to avoid. Essentially what I'm going to do here is start on the right side of this map and rotate our way down. Again, we have the traditional lanes we already talked about, jumping up on this truck, putting your team in a bad spot. Now guys, again, this is Destiny, right? You can jump and get on top of a lot of weird stuff. Okay? I'm standing on top of a light pole right now. Now, Rex instantly looking at me, but standing on top of a light pole. These are the angles, guys, that you're not going to be suspecting of. Excuse my language. You're not going to be suspecting of. I swear, guys, I go to college, and I know how to talk sometimes. But no, these are the angles that you guys are going to get ripped up apart if you don't know them and you feel the need to challenge them. Again, earlier I said try to challenge from different angles, right? Look at this, top garage. You can walk across these beams. I have cover in this wall right now. I can shoot here and not worry about my left side. Okay? Use these angles. Use these different things. Explore this map in customs before running in here. Find some cool angles. We have this one. Again, this one can shoot almost all the way back into the church. It's very, very close to it. But as you rotate around, right, use these walls. Use all this different cover stuff. Okay, as we come around here too, I believe we're on top of this wall. Look at this angle. Right? Always angles. Everywhere on this map is an angle. So as we rotate around, we talked about this one earlier, right? The wall that we had Rex standing on. Well, check this out. There's also a rusted car back here, right? Guess where this rusted car looks? Oh, wow. It looks right up into that traditional sniper lane. I'm telling you guys, you gotta be careful this week. Okay, one more thing I really want to get to you guys. As you come through this church, we're going to speed this up just a little bit. As we come through the church here, again, you have this angle that shoots up top. It's a very well used one because it's a little darker in the church, harder to see. As we rotate around the side of this, you have your angles that go back up into A flag, right? All of these angles right here. I've already showed you guys the one that looks from Broken Apartments all the way across. You can shoot into the bottom of Widows from here. Another angle I left out a little bit earlier, guys. Coming right here on the special box, a lot of people will contest the cap point with this doorway because you can get like up in the back of this corner. And it's very hard to see sometimes if you're not looking for it. I've actually been ripped up from this angle more than any other on the map. Right through here. When people are coming down the steps, they don't think anyone's contesting, and you get shot. Now, every week I try to give you guys a cool little play to possibly save your team, right? Rusted Lands, we showed you how to get in and out of the map. So, with that being said, this week has one as well. This one is a little less known, but a lot of fun, especially for blade dancers wearing bones, right? As you come around the outside of this map, you can actually jump on this bridge and then jump back into the map. Now, unfortunately, I was a little slow on my jump. I actually don't think I needed bones. I think I can do it completely with my, if I'm not mistaken, just with better control. But we'll try it one more time. This one's really cool, guys. We actually used it a while back on a blade dancer, and it was a lot of fun. Came around the corner, popped blade, and ended up team wiping. So this one's actually pretty cool. Make sure you guys just cut that clip out right there and me failing, and make sure we get that put up on YouTube somewhere because it's probably about to happen again. But as you come around this corner, guys, you can use this bridge right here and get back up into the map. Boom, boom, dead. Very, very good play right here. And it can be a play that really saves your team. So use that one this week if you guys can find the time to do it. Don't die up here. It's going to put your team in a bad spot. As you can see, we lost the last round in this video because I fell off the map. With that being said, guys, I hope you guys really, really enjoyed this video. We did so many views last week. Thank you guys for that support. As always, you guys can find me on Twitch. The link, it will be down in the descriptions. Questions, comments, concerns are always welcome, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for hanging out with me for another week. And good luck going flawless this week.